Hello, welcome to today's edition of Pegasus Test. On today's edition, we're reviewing the Stealthcam G34 Pro infrared scouting camera. The Stealthcam G34 Pro infrared scouting camera is a trail cam that uses no glow infrared lights. What does this mean? Well, it means that if you use a traditional game camera with infrared lighting, that when you look at it at night, you can see these red LEDs light up. Now, granted, on most of those game cameras, those red LEDs are not that powerful. It's not like they're flooding the area with light or anything, but they do show where your camera is. And a lot of animals will attack cameras because of that. So, this camera has no glow LED lights. That means this thing's going off at night and you don't see it with the naked eye. The advantage of that is if you use your Stealthcam in a personal security mode, like around the house to check for intruders or anything like that, they don't see the lights going off either. So the advantage you have right there is obvious. It's truly stealthy, it's truly infrared, it's truly not going to be seen by the object you're taking photos of, be it animal or human. The salient features you have on the camera are 36 LEDs for lighting up at night. You have your sensor right here, which detects the object moving in front of the camera to trigger it. You have your camera lens here. This camera has a pretty darn good detection range, out to nearly 80 feet. Also, you have a little light here. When you put this in test mode, you can set your camera up and it'll give you a visible green flash that'll tell you if you've set the camera up in range. So if you have a favorite spot out in the woods you want to mark off as your hunting area, you set this up, you go walk where you think your prey is going to be, and if you see the little green light, you know that if he comes into the area that it's going to trigger the camera. Because nothing's more frustrating than setting up your camera, checking it weeks or months later, and the only pictures you have are you walking away after you set the camera up and you approaching when you came to retrieve it. The camera is controlled by a big latch which seals out the elements from its internal controls. Popping the latch, flipping it open, and the controls are pretty simplistic from that point. Basically, you have your selector switch here on the side for the mode you want, the menu for each mode, enter your choice, and this allows you to navigate the menu. And right here, this ejects your SD card, or excuse me, it does not eject the SD card, it ejects your battery pack. And as you can see, the camera's powered by 8 AA batteries. So it's pretty economical to power this unit. I've also noticed in using this that it's excellent on conserving battery power, even when I put it in front of my house and it was literally taking 150 images a day from all the foot traffic and road traffic coming by. It took a very long time, and by long time I mean a couple months, to drain those batteries. Now, of course, if you're doing lots of video, that's going to drain it faster, but not much you can do about that. That's your mode that you chose. Your internal control on the slide bar here is off, Q1, Q2, Q3, custom, and test. Q1 is all power up right here. It straight up tells you what it is if you don't remember. It's a photo, it's an 8 megapixel photo, and it's on a 30-second delay. And it's a 3 photo burst. A 3 photo burst is something trips the sensor on this, it's going to take 3 pictures. Now when you move down to the second mode, QSET 1, it's photo, it's an 8 megapixel photo, it's 30-second delay between photos, and it's a simple 1 photo burst, so it's just 1 picture at a time. Whatever sets off the sensor, you get 1 picture of it. In your quick set number 3, it's a video mode. It's taking video at 1080 by 720p, 30-second delay between videos, and it'll take 10-second videos in length. Custom mode, that's where your menu comes into play, and you can set this camera to do anything. I have it set on its highest megapixel, 10 megapixels for clarity. I've got it with a very short delay, 10-second delay, and I have no photo burst, no video set up. So, and I also have it on the maximum range, because you can control the range at what this clicks. So if you're using this on a security mode and you put it in front of your house, and you say, wow, if I put it on the maximum range, I'm going to get every car going by, and that doesn't tell me anything. I just want to see people in the yard. You can shorten the range up so only things in the yard will actually trip the photos. The final control on the slider bar is test. And that's where you see that green LED that just came on. You set your camera up, and you walk around in the test mode, and if you're tripping the camera, or if you would be tripping the camera, the green light will come on, and you'll know which the area you want to be in the camera's view is actually in range. The camera works off an SD card. This goes in the side here. It'll support up to a 32 gigabyte card. The camera that comes with an 8 gigabyte card. I went with 32 because I had the option, but to be honest, even an 8 gigabyte card, if you're only taking photos, takes forever to use up. And when I say forever, I mean it taking hundreds of photos a day. It takes a better part of 2 months to fill that card up. And just remember, the more photos you take, the more photos you have to look at too. Lastly, moving on to the back, you have these two slots right here, which come for the strap, which is a pretty thick and wide, generous strap for securing it to the tree or whatever device you want to secure the camera to mount it. Also, it comes with this cable routing thing, so you can put a cable through that you'll see will go through the two mounts, through the latch for the controls, and around the tree or whatever you've chosen to mount it to. And that's for straight up security. The worst thing in the world is somebody stealing your camera. Just as bad as somebody stealing your SD card and getting all your images, because in effect it is stealing your camera by doing that. So by using a cable lock, you can control people accessing your camera and people stealing your camera, which, especially if you're using the camera in a security mode, is very important. I got this GS34 from Midway USA about a year ago, so for about the last year I've been putting it through its paces. As you'll see from the images in this video and stuff, that the camera's pretty versatile. It takes video, it takes night photos, it takes night video, it takes day photos. You can use it for security, you can use it to track game, you can use it as a training instrument in your training. By putting a game camera downrange in an area where you can't safely have someone go down and photograph, you get to see another view of your training that you wouldn't normally get, and you can start picking up on cues of things you're doing. For example, if you use this in a CQB training, you can see if you're pieing a wall correctly. If you use this in transition training, you can see if you're manipulating your safeties correctly. That's some of the uses we've gotten out of this camera. We hope you found this game camera review helpful and informative. Please tune in for future camera test videos, and please comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you very much.